If you're a guy facing divorce, remember, Cordell & Cordell, a partner you can count on.
1221 N Street, Lincoln. CordellCordell.com.
Hey, baseball fans, join the Blur Tailgate at Hilton Omaha this June for our 12th annual hospitality event during the College Baseball Championship Series. Book an experience for your clients or employees with an inclusive bar, buffet, TVs, music, and tailgate games. Secure your spot today and let Blur Events take care of all the work so you can enjoy the day. Plus, we're just steps away from Charles Schwab Field. Visit blurevents.com to book your group, buy tickets, or learn about sponsorships. That's blurevents.com. Your college baseball and football tailgate destination.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals just like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
With UBT, you've got total control over your money. Like Doug, who runs his game day tailgate like a well-oiled machine.
I got burgers, brats, chicken, dogs, plus all the fixins. And with the UBT Go app, I can track my food spending from anywhere.
Pro move.
They don't call me Grill Sergeant for nothing.
No matter your goals, UBT helps you feel good about reaching them. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
Select Plumbing and Utility has been serving Lincoln and the surrounding area for 14 years, and they're not slowing down. Select Plumbing and Utility handles all your plumbing needs, from faucets and water heaters to full renovations, and they can even help with your heating and cooling needs. They're also Lincoln's underground experts, repairing and replacing broken underground water and sewer lines since day one. Contact Select Plumbing and Utility today at 402-560-6197, assuring excellence in every situation, opportunity, and challenge. That's 402-560-6197.
93.7 The Ticket is your home for every Kansas City Royals baseball game. Bobby Witt Jr., Salvador Perez, Vinny Pasquantino, and the rest of the Royals attempt to make the postseason for the second season in a row. And you can hear all the action on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Your home for Kansas City Royals baseball.
Your number one dad may not need another tie or coffee mug, but he always needs a little more award-winning barbecue from Hog Wild. Give Dad a meal fit for the king of your castle this Father's Day with Hog Wild's hearty, family-pleasing menu. Our meaty ribs, tender beef brisket, pulled pork, and hot links pair perfectly with our home-style sides. Order online at GoHogWild.com. Hog Wild Pit Barbecue, 3210 Cornhusker Highway in Lincoln.
But don't be late, we close at 8.
Hey there, this is Paul Scheel, owner of High Electric. I want to thank our friends and loyal customers and introduce High Electric to those looking for a new electrician. We've been serving the Lincoln and Omaha area for over 30 years, from design to install, upgrades, and repair. If you are a homeowner or a small business needing some electrical work, call us at 402-466-6606 or check us out at hyelectric.com. We look forward to hearing from you.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see mainly sunny skies. It'll be breezy and hot with an afternoon high near 95. Tonight, mainly clear skies and a continued breeze, low around 67. And tomorrow, we'll see mainly sunny skies. It'll be breezy and hot again with the high near 90. I'm meteorologist Kyle Fleck for 93.7 The Ticket, and theticketfm.com.
Welcome to The Drive with A.D. Raff and Ahman Green. Former Husker football national champion, speaker, and author, Aaron Davis.
Nebraska will win the national championship. The Cornhuskers beat Miami. It is history, 13-0, and bring that trophy back to Lincoln.
Former Arena Football League quarterback, former head coach of the Capital City Crush, and guru of Husker football history, Chris Raff.
25 straight wins for the Cornhuskers. One of the most dominating stretches in college football history.
We may have seen one of the best teams in the history of college football tonight.
12-year NFL veteran.
He's got some speed to go with strength.
Huskers and Green Bay Packers Hall of Famer.
Shovel pass to Green into Vikings territory. Finally brought down.
And University of Nebraska East Sports coach Ahman Green.
Look at Green all by himself. 20, 10, touchdown.
Sponsored by Doors Plus on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Good morning, folks. Happy Wednesday. We are live down here in 1040 O Street. Beautiful 77 degrees, a high of 95 today. So the heat is on. Swim one lane. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. We got a full crew tonight. We got AG in the house. Back in Houston, we got Raff in the house in Huntsville. Raffy, AG, how you guys doing this morning, gentlemen?
Doing good. 79 degrees and sunny, no rain. Thank goodness.
Yeah, I got 80 degrees, and if you could look through that little right here, that's the sky. So it doesn't look good out here.
AG, you guys got some. It's like no tornadoes or nothing like that.
No,
right?
nothing. No high winds or anything. Just a lot of wet, a lot of rain, a lot of precipitation. So
absolutely.
And when my neighbor told me that we're on the highest part of Richmond, so if anything happens, we're not getting flooded out, which is good information.
That's good to hear. Raff, and you guys, rain for you guys has been. This is 2 days straight now with no rain there in Huntsville.
Yeah, I think so. But tomorrow looks like rain's back in the forecast. So away we go.
Away again. AG, congratulations on the great turnout, the great event on Monday. It was so cool. Doing the show from there Monday morning. It was a gorgeous morning, first of all. Number of golfers. Let me tell you, what were the highlights for you having it here in Lincoln at Wilderness Ridge Country Club?
Just the first time doing an event at all with my foundation since COVID, because COVID obviously shut and slowed down a lot of businesses, a lot of foundation, and a lot of people like myself doing events. And so to get that one, this is basically our official first one since COVID. So in 5 years, off the ground. And then the turnout was amazing. Over 120 plus golfers, and to see you guys all there, on my teammates there that could make it, doesn't get any better than that. And right at the end, the coach that took over, Ryan Tan, the director, head coach now, and about 5 or 6 of the players was able to make it over for the last dinner before they pulled all the racks of the food away. And so they were able to talk with some of the golfers that was still hanging around a little bit later and tell their story to them and talk a little video games. And it was a fun conversation. We had one of the golfers asking them what was some of the retro titles that were out there. It didn't get nobody asked about Dig Dug, Raff, just letting you know. I was like, oh, no Dig Dug question, but it was Pac-Man and Super Mario questions. So the golfers were interacting with the current college esports players. So that was fun conversation to be in and to see. And so we talked it over. We were talking this already before this event was like, make sure we collaborate the dates. So we make sure they have a football. They have an esports camp going on with the at the College of Journalism right now. So that's where the times kind of conflict with them being more on site during the whole day in terms of the esports players and the coaches.
I love it. Yeah, it was really good to see. I'd seen Tony. Obviously, it's always great to see Ortiz.
Yeah, Tony Ortiz, yeah.
It's been a while since I'd seen Frankie London. And I'll still text you guys that picture. I had a bunch of them to send out, but it was good to see Frankie, man. It's been a long time since I'd seen Frankie. We had text back and forth, email back and forth, and things of that nature on social media, but it was good to see him, man. It was good to see him.
I haven't seen Brian Schuster, I think, since the Orange Bowl when we beat Tennessee. Yeah, that was his senior year, I believe.
Wow.
So I had seen him every now and then. I think maybe a run of the reunions, like on the field or something, maybe. And that's a maybe. So it's been a while since I saw Schuster. So it was great seeing him. And now I have his phone number. And he said what's crazy is he works for a trunking company where he manages the drivers of the big rig. So he said he's down in Houston every other month. So he said, next time I come down, Ahman, I'll send you a text letting you know I'm coming down. We could go to dinner or something. I'm like, perfect.
Yeah, I hadn't seen a long time. Me and him corresponded a few months back over some other things. But yeah, it was good to see Brian there too, and that's cool that you got to see him after that long. So I loved it. Raff, AG, Nick, how you feeling this morning, Swim? You've got a busy 5 days.
The allergies are kicking my butt.
My
Any word on the wallet?
What, Raff?
Any word on the wallet?
Oh yeah, the wallet. You lost your wallet at the course.
I purchased a new wallet yesterday. I feel like a brand new man.
So you had to cancel everything, basically.
Everything's been canceled. The driver's license has been ordered.
Got it.
We are slowly getting our life back.
I've done that once in my life. It happened in Green Bay.
I have 2 cards that are in my wallet right now, and they're very important. One's a debit card. One is a Costco membership card. So I was able to that's all.
High priority for me.
Hey, I got a card for a grocery store, and I got a card for everything else. So we're okay. I don't need anything else, but no.
Did you call Wilderness at all?
Not yet. I know I need to. I know.
Well, you're a lot more patient than me because I didn't call them first thing yesterday morning.
Well, I'm sitting here going, the likelihood of them, number one, finding it is slim. Number 2, there are, like I said, business cards on business cards that are in that wallet that have all of my contact info on it. And so I would hope that if somebody found it, like the clubhouse, that they would. I also talked to them about it on Monday. I was like, hey, if you guys find one, it's probably mine.
It's probably mine.
Right.
We also have the cards that say Nick Sainert, 93.7 the ticket on the back. So, no, I mean, once again, if that's the worst thing that happens, we're going to be okay. I'm trying to keep perspective, trying to make light of the situation.
Absolutely, man.
All the cards got canceled. They got paused. So even if somebody finds it, it's no good. They can't spend my hard-earned money. Right.
There you go. Well, folks, we got a full show for you today. We're going to get into the subject here pretty quick, but also we're going to talk. Raff's Donkeys had signed a pretty significant individual to add to their roster. Also at 10 o'clock, we're going to pick up again where we left off. The pros and cons. We're going to dip into that part of the NCAA versus the House bill. I'm going to dip out at 10:20. I got a doctor's appointment to go get this back taken care of at 11 to see what we're going to do next, which I know we're going to do next. Like get the knife, get the scalpel.
Whoa.
Get it taken care of. So I'm going to dip out. Oh, yeah. Nick and AG and Raff will take it from 10:30 on. But you guys, yesterday there was an interesting.
Here comes the rain. I can hear it.
There was an interesting tweet. As you know.
And also, my power may go out. Just let you know.
Oh, yeah.
Power may go out.
Is it thunder and the lightning too?
No, it's just but the rain too. That southern rain ain't no joke.
Yeah, it's different. It's different. Well, you know, the late Jim Irsay, he passed away not too long ago. Again, thoughts and prayers to his family. And there was a very interesting tweet and also a little something on social media about one of their co-owners, late Irsay's daughter, Carly Irsay Gorton. She explained why she is on the sideline with a headset on and a call sheet. Gentlemen, she goes, I need to be able to say, is this person full of BS? Do they even know what they're talking about? And she goes, I would suggest it for anyone else that has to pay head coaches and GMs millions and millions of dollars. It helps you make a less expensive mistake. It is such a complex organism, the football team and how it operates, you could say. Gentlemen, she said this. We come from a family that we didn't start a hedge fund or some other business, especially the generation we're in. This is our business, and we take it very seriously. As we discussed, we know we have some things to fix, but I think we're just doubling down, and we're going to work tirelessly to make sure to continue the legacy. And she goes, we have not been that good, and that has to change. Nick, first of all, with you, man, what's your thoughts on it, man? With her grabbing the headset?
Well, I think it's okay in moderation, right? Like I think it's okay to have a hands-on owner, but also you got to step back, and if you put the right people in place, then they're going to do their jobs. Like you have to allow them to do their jobs, and I think that ultimately, when it's all said and done, especially at that level, you have some of the best football minds at your service and at your disposal, right? And so it's at that level, I'm sure, and AG can, I'm sure, talk a lot about this, but there's a lot of egos. There's a lot of egos that think that they're the smartest person in the room. But I mean, a lot of your best overseers, administrators, whether it's at the college level or at the professional level, they'll tell you that they feel like they're, number one, they're most useful and productive when they can step back, allow the people that they put in place to do the job to do their jobs without you meddling in their business. Like we look at the way that the Dallas Cowboys are operated, right? And that's like on the far extreme. And I'm not saying that the Colts are like this, but to this point, it's not like the Colts have had a whole lot of success in, number one, their draft, their ability to draft guys, whether that's Anthony Richardson, but then also on top of that, their ability to win games and identify head coaches. Shane Steichen hasn't necessarily worked out probably the way that the Indianapolis Colts ownership group, felt like it would. So it's okay to an extent if it's truly from a learning and knowledge gaining standpoint. But if you're starting to meddle and step on toes of people that you're paying millions and millions of dollars to do their job so that you're getting in the way of them doing their job, that's when I think it can become a little bit of an issue.
Raff, what's your take on it, man?
I'm fine with it. The only thing that kind of bugs me a little bit is just being out there down on the field with the play sheet and the headphones. I mean, she could be up in her owner's box with the play sheet and the headphones, same. It just seems like a little bit that being down on the field, it's kind of like Nick was saying, it kind of takes away from, you don't want to take away from your coaching staff, and you don't want to feel like there's just meddling going on. The first thing I kind of thought of a little bit was like Al Davis back in like the 90s and stuff, and sending plays down, telling them to run this and throw deep and that. So it's just, I guess everything she's doing, she could do from the box if that's all she's doing is using the play sheet, and the headphones. Because I remember like when Elway was the general manager, president of the Broncos, they'd always show him up in the box, and he'd always have his earpiece in because he was always listening in on the play calls and stuff like that. So,
AG, what about you, bro?
Yeah, I mean, I would say first, she definitely wants to send a message to, I don't know if it's the NFL or to the team, about, and maybe the coaches as well. And I believe if she is using good business acumen, she is studying. She already knows what Nick mentioned, how somebody's doing it, a little bit too much or not just right, is Jerry Jones, say, that's let's not go that far. Let's just go far enough to where I understand what's going on, so I understand how to hire a new head coach or GM if I need to, what that looks like and all that business, right? So she has the information, resources right in front of her, not to say to make sure she does it right. So hopefully she researches and keeps an ear to the ground. And we all, and it's no secret, how Jerry Jones runs the Cowboys or any other owner I want to say the older guy over in Patriots, Kraft. So you got a blueprint of two organizations, one, with Kraft doing it the right way, another with Jerry Jones doing the wrong way. So you have that study. And then she has her father and her sisters right there to support. So there is opportunity here, right, for her to do this right, for the team, for the players, and then for the city to get them back on track. I said, so right now, the biggest obvious things for them is the quarterback position and going from there. And then obviously defense and then winning games. So hopefully, like I said, she does that, then this could be a better situation. She could help get better, because standing on the sidelines, I do agree a little bit with Raff, it's a bit over the top, but also it's sending a message to the coaches to say, look, I'm here with y'all. I'm trying to support, and also at the same time, I'm trying to learn what you guys know of what it looks like when a good team is playing, when a good quarterback is playing, when a good defense is playing together, a good offensive line is doing certain things. She will definitely pick that up on the sidelines, because she'll see and hear all the verbiage that the linemen, that the offensive coordinator, the defensive coordinator, the special teams coach, players interact on the sideline on game day. She see that hands-on, and I believe that'll be good for her, because then she'll really understand the game a little bit better on a different level than most owners do, because most owners, like you said and like we already mentioned, are upstairs in the box all the time. My first experience, my first year here in Texas, when I was a Texan back in 2007, to have Rick Smith and McNair at the time, the older McNair, they were on the football field every day of our first OTAs. And when I say that, I say it like that because Ted Thompson, in my 12 years or my 8 years as a Packer, I might have saw him on the OTA field and even on the regular season practice field maybe a handful of times. And so they were at OTAs 5 days in a row, and I just thought that was just for me, over the top. Like, what are they doing? It's just there's nothing going on here other than we're just getting used to the new play calls. I'm a free agent. I'm learning my playbook. There's nothing spectacular going on out here right now. So, everybody does it different. And she's definitely doing it different, but I think she's doing it to benefit her. And hopefully she keeps that going to then she can learn the game better. Because once a GM or once an owner understands the game, like the GM and the coach, the head football coach being a former player or on some level, then they can definitely go in the draft room, and be way better to draft and free agent players, because then they understand what a good quarterbacks look like, lineman, offensive lineman, running back, all that stuff. It's basically like having an NFL player that is an owner sitting in the same room as the GM and as the head coach. When you have that, man, that's the secret sauce, because everybody understands the game, and then they could collaborate together on who does what. And that's where the egos, if you're going to be successful, you got to kick the egos to the curb. So that's where, for me, for them, I'm hoping, hey, if she gets that information and she could get better learning, she could have a learning process of football and how it works on the inside out from the X's and O's standpoint.
When May 21st, her dad's been gone for just not even a month yet, as far as that goes. The late Jim Irsay, it was worth $4 billion when he passed. You imagine the power in the resources that this organization has. Yeah. And to each one of your points, I take something from each of it. I think in moderation, it's good that she's out there. I mean, quite honestly, regardless if they like it or not, she owns the team. When it all comes down to it, she can do what she do. You hope for the overall culture that she exercises, like you mentioned, AG and Raff, with some sharp business acumen, knowing not to overstep, because if you have coaches coaching scared, that rarely goes well as far as that.
That's where I'm really interested in this, because she's been wearing the headset for a while, right? I just like now she's in a much more prominent role. Like she was involved, obviously, as we know, right? But like this is now a much more prominent role. Everybody looks at her.
Dad's gone.
Yeah, like this is as morbid as that sounds. Yeah. Like your dad's gone. This is you. This is you. And while, yeah, sure, there's like a whole team of her family and her sisters and things like that. It's that, let's be real, that everybody's going to be pointing at you if things aren't going well. And the fact that this has gotten so much traction is, number one, not a great start, because this is such a minor thing. Nobody talks about this if you're winning football games, but everybody's going to talk about it and point to it, guys, if you're losing games. And so that's where it's unfortunate this has gotten so much traction, because if you're winning games and competing for playoff spots, guess what? Nobody really cares. Now, I will say the Indianapolis Colts in the AFC South, pretty gettable division, right? Houston Texans, they just signed Nick Chubb in the backfield there, but haven't been able to stay healthy. They took a little bit of a step back from a couple of years ago when they brought in CJ Stroud. The Jacksonville Jaguars, who knows what kind of jump they're going to make with just an addition of Travis Hunter. Trevor Lawrence is still that quarterback. I mean, so like, it's what does that look like there? So I just think that when you're in the AFC South, you got a gettable division. People start looking at you and really starting questioning some things if things don't go your way, guys.
I'll say this about the Colts also. Irsay did great in its transition to when he did pass away, because it could have been a mess like the Broncos and being like, oh yeah, we're going to put this in a trust and let the kids compete to be the owner. They were able to make a transition within 3 weeks of him passing away. He knew that the one daughter was going to be the controlling, and he found a spot that all of his daughters, they wanted to participate in. One's in branding, the other ones, and around the city and working with the community. So I compliment Irsay big time in that he had his transition where there was no in-family battling to where they would maybe have to sell the team and it's going to stay within the family. So I compliment the late Irsay on that.
That's a great point, Raff, because we all know the you donkeys, man. That was a very, I would still say that's still a very touchy subject if you go into the family members of that transition as far as that goes. So I definitely concur with that. They did a great job of their continuance plan with that family as far as that goes. Folks, when we come back, we're going to discuss that Broncos team because they just added a new signee that will make an immediate impact on that roster. We'll be back, folks. It's The Drive, 93.7 Ticket.
Give your furnace a break with the help of Heartland of Nebraska Windows. Heartland of Nebraska Windows offers a free estimate, full window replacements, all vinyl triple pane windows, and a lifetime warranty of everything, while still keeping their prices affordable. Sounds too good to be true, right? Heartland of Nebraska Windows is locally and family owned with their own team of installers. Give the window experts at Heartland of Nebraska Windows a call today at 402-430-3852 or visit them online at heartlandofnebraskawindows.com. Elevate your home or business with the help of Heartland of Nebraska Windows today.
Hey, it's Adam Carricker. Join me this Wednesday, June 11th from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. for the Adam Carricker Show live at Sweezo Construction to celebrate their ribbon cutting and open house and celebrating 40 years of excellence with a remodeled facility. That's Wednesday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. at Sweezo Construction, 3700 South 6th Street.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Infrastructure, a veteran-owned local company proudly serving Lincoln, Lancaster County, and the surrounding areas. Bauer provides quality work at an affordable price, and they're growing rapidly. If you want to experience a career with a fast-paced, family-friendly environment, visit BauerInfrastructure.com. They have top-of-the-line benefits, year-round work, even through the winter. Bauer, usher in the new era of infrastructure to an area near you. And as always, go Big Red!
Need service on your home air conditioner? No matter what brand you have, just call Bryant, 467-1111. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
With the Planet Fitness Black Card, you can bring a friend anytime and so much more when you join today. You heard that right. Conquer the stair climber with your partner in climb. Enjoy a post-workout recovery session in the hydro massage and do it all again with access to any of our 2,700 convenient locations. So, you coming? Get all the perks with the PF Black Card for $1 down and $24.99 a month.
Hurry! You won't want to miss this exclusive offer. Deal ends June 13th.
See Club for details.
Empire Netting and Fence delivers top quality netting and fence solutions. From major sports venues to backyard installs and everything in between, coast to coast. We take on tough jobs with grit, integrity, and a strong commitment to safety. Empire is growing, and we're hiring motivated people ready to grow with us. We build each other up, and we're building something big. Think you've got what it takes? Apply now at empire-fence.com. That's empire-fence.com.
Rosie's Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road, just south of 14th and Highway 2.
Hey there, this is Paul Scheel, owner of High Electric. I want to thank our friends and loyal customers and introduce High Electric to those looking for a new electrician. We've been serving the Lincoln and Omaha area for over 30 years, from design to install, upgrades, and repair. If you are a homeowner or a small business needing some electrical work, call us at 402-466-6606 or check us out at hyelectric.com. We look forward to hearing from you.
Have you been injured in an accident and don't know where to turn? Do you need a lawyer you can trust to handle your case with professionalism and compassion? The attorneys at Liberty Law understand that a call to an attorney is a call for help. If you've been injured, we want to help you. Liberty Law's experienced attorneys are committed to the pursuit of justice for those injured. Contact us for a free consultation by calling 877-42-LIBERTY. Call Liberty Law and find out how we can help get you the compensation you deserve. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. Liberty Law Group. Trial attorneys you can trust.
Hey, baseball fans, join the Blur Tailgate at Hilton Omaha this June for our 12th annual hospitality event during the College Baseball Championship Series. Book an experience for your clients or employees with an inclusive bar, buffet, TVs, music, and tailgate games. Secure your spot today and let Blur Events take care of all the work so you can enjoy the day. Plus, we're just steps away from Charles Schwab Field. Visit blurevents.com to book your group, buy tickets, or learn about sponsorships. That's blurevents.com, your college baseball and football tailgate destination.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see mainly sunny skies. It'll be breezy and hot with an afternoon high near 95. Tonight, mainly clear skies and a continued breeze, low around 67. And tomorrow, we'll see mainly sunny skies. It'll be breezy and hot again with a high near 90. I'm meteorologist Kyle Fletcher for 93.7 Ticket, nativeticketfm.com.
Father's Day is coming soon, and you know what that means. Backyard parties and lots of grilling. You know what's more embarrassing than an overcooked piece of meat? A dirty, disgusting, and grimy grill. Let the pros at Husker Grill Cleaning keep you ready all grilling season. They'll take your grill apart piece by piece, scrub every inch, and reassemble it so your grill can look and perform its best. Visit their website, huskergrillcleaning.com today to schedule your appointment. Husker Grill Cleaning, serving Lincoln, Omaha, Malcolm, and more.
Now back to The Drive with AD, Raff, and Ahman Gray on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Folks, it's going to be back on this Wednesday morning. It is gorgeous. Come down to the mill, 1040 O Street. And I'm not quite sure the cause, but there was a horrible accident right off of Rosa Parks Parkway yesterday. In fact, it was yesterday afternoon, and I was in my home office.
Yeah.
You know, Twitter always kind of alerts you at 10, 11 news. And anytime I see something downtown, I'm calling Naya in particular because she lives downtown. And it was right outside of her place, out of their apartments, just right up there. And man, there were, I know there was 4 cars involved. A street, a pole was knocked down, and one I think was engulfed in flames for a little while there. So text line, if you know anything, let us know. But again, just our thoughts and prayers go out, and especially those first responders that have to see that stuff, on a regular basis. So all of our first responders, appreciate you, and fill us in if you know anything about that accident that took place. And yesterday, Raff, AJ, and Nick, I'm going down 9th Street, going back towards South.
Yeah. And
there was an individual in a vehicle next to me and had kids in the back and was going a little fast.
Yeah.
Bro, and on 9th Street, Nick, if you go that way, you live on the other side of town now. Well, it goes into one lane. So anybody's traveling 9th Street knows they're doing construction. So it goes to one lane.
Oh, yeah.
So she was, like I said, she booked by me.
What street isn't there construction on?
Yeah, no doubt. She went by me pretty quick. And I'm not saying she was speeding or anything like that, but just quicker than everybody else, to put it that way. And then we were all slowed down because of the one lane. There was a reason why it even got more congested right there at the Van Dorn going on it. Either her or the other individual smashed against her right in front of that auto zone, and it was bad. The horn was continuously just going off.
Oh, my gosh.
Front end of both of them were jacked up, and I'm just thinking, and it reminds me, fellas, slow down. Where are you going?
Yeah.
Where are you really going? So those it's just crazy.
The way I always think about it, how am I going to get there quicker? If I get there slower and safely, or if I got to wait for an accident to be cleared up?
Exactly.
My accident, or I get pulled over.
Yep. It was crazy, man.
But
well, I tell you what, folks, in news yesterday, a big signing. The Broncos and Sean Payton announced that they are reshaping their backfield, and they bring in the veteran to a 1-year deal, J.K. Dobbins. The deal is worth $5.25 million. Adds a lot of experience to that backfield. Of course, they allowed last year's rusher Javonte Williams. He's now ghost. But they got a selected former Central Florida running back, R.J. Harvey, to the backfield. Raff, you being the resident fan of Denver, a lifelong fan, all due seriousness, man, how do you feel about this pickup for your Donkeys?
Fabulous. Feel amazing about it. It's a great pickup. It adds depth to the running back room. The one thing that they had was, I think they have plenty of talent, but they're so young. Now adding Dobbins, who's got like 5 years in the league. When he's healthy, he's one of the most explosive backs in the league. Put up, I believe, over 900 yards total last year in limited play. So I'm excited for it. It adds to the Broncos offense.
AG, you talk about the position running back, and before they signed Dobbins, who's 26, and as Raff mentioned, some injuries here and there, but their most experienced running back was Jaleel McLaughlin. He was an undrafted player in 2023. It's going to be his 3rd season with the Broncos, as you know, Raff, and a few touches. Then they brought in Audric Estime, a 5th-round pick last year, and then former undrafted players Tyler Beatty and Blake Watson make up that cadre of running backs. You think about a guy like a J.K. Dobbins, AG. Do you feel a lot more comfortable in that running backs room?
There's the power. All right, we're gonna take. Yeah, it's just so that the thunder, you could hear the thunder in the background. Oh, he might have just been able to join here. All right, let's see. There we go. AG got us.
Yep. Gotcha.
Yep. That darn thunder and lightning.
I told you it was coming.
Did you even hear that? Did you get a chance to hear that question, AG?
No, I just caught the first part. You started the question. What's the last part?
All the different running backs they have back there, a lot of them inexperienced. What does it mean for a running backs room to bring in a guy like a Dobbins into that cadre of running backs for Denver?
Well, it definitely comes out where it helps out the run game for them. And then all the guys pretty much know of each other. If they haven't met each other face to face, they will now in terms of knowing DK and what he's done and him knowing them. So that's going to be the interaction. Is hey, get to know everybody because now we're under the same color helmet and emblem on the side. So regardless of who's going to be the starter, hey, you got to work together. We're starting that path to start working together in terms of who's going to be. No matter who's the starter, we're going to support that person by backing them up coming in off the field. Because I remember my transition, between going from Seattle to Green Bay, then to Green Bay to the Houston Texans, and then back to Green Bay. It's just all, hey man, how you doing? What's up? We're football players. We know what this thing is about, and we know obviously this is the business side of it. I just got traded or whatever, or free agent in, or I was cut and now I got picked up. So what's the playbook? What's some of the better plays that you guys like to run, or what's some of the tips you give me on playing teams that might not have faced in this division a whole lot? So that'll be the questions for DK coming in, the building, and them, the players that are already there that were still on the roster last year. Obviously, I mentioned, I think they could help him get the playbook down a little bit tighter, and so he can understand Sean Payton's ask of running backs in his scheme of offense.
Mm-hmm. Raff, again, Nick, I'm gonna bring it to you and Raff both. All you guys want to answer this? When they asked Coach Payton how they evaluated Dobbins' injury, he goes, just like everyone else's injury, just like everyone else's. And you look at, his history. He was a second-round pick for the Baltimore Ravens back in 2020. Obviously, a lot of injuries plagued throughout his career. But after, a rookie year, 925 total yards, 9 touchdowns. That was his rookie year. He missed the entire 2021 season, half of the 2022 season with a major knee injury. Yep. Then he had a multi-ligament injury, similar to the one suffered by Williams earlier. The Williams former running back for the Williams in 2022. So he missed all but one game during the 2023 season with that Achilles injury. But he came back so impressive, Nick, that he was a finalist for the NFL's Comeback Player of the Year.
I really like J.K. Dobbins. I like the way he runs. I thought he complemented it with Baltimore, especially. I thought he complemented that system well. Also, in LA, I thought he complemented Justin Jackson really well. They were two different types of running backs. I'm really curious, and maybe Raff could speak more to this. I guess, like it hasn't felt like Denver the last. I don't even know. I'd even go back to be just like around Monty Ball. Like that was the first running back that they truly felt like, okay, this can be somebody that can like take the reins. Like they got not lucky, but they got fortunate with the way that Philip Lindsay turned out for a couple of seasons there. But then, like, even maybe it goes back to like Noshawn Moreno as the last guy that they like fully bought into. But now it feels like J.K. Dobbins is a guy that if he can stay healthy, and we always put that caveat on a lot of guys, but if he can stay healthy, then it's a guy that could be RB1 in Denver for a while, right? Mm-hmm. Because Denver's had this approach. Monty Ball didn't work out consistently. Philip Lindsay, you kind of knew that the runway was short. Same with maybe Javonte Williams. And while they drafted a guy like Raff, I gave you a lot of crap before, but like they could have drafted a running back or a skill position guy with their first round pick, and Omarion Hampton was available, but they didn't. And so, like, as we joke about it a lot, at the end of the day, they still went with the approach of, okay, we're going to try to sign somebody in free agency and see if something hits. Out of all the guys that they've kind of tested out, I feel the most confident in J.K. Dobbins potentially being a little more sustainable.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. And the thing too about it also is they got him at a very good salary. I mean, that's kind of the key thing in the NFL these days. Like, I think it's $5.5 million, but only $2 million guaranteed. So I feel like, you've definitely got to roll the dice with that. If he stays healthy, positive, but it falls back to is Denver's got some depth. You talked about McLaughlin. He's more of kind of a scat back, but then you have Harvey, who they're thinking that he can be a heck of a threat out of the backfield. So I'm excited. And then Estime is another one that Sean Payton really liked him last year. And Notre Dame, of course. Notre Dame. And then
don't you forget it.
Is that Thunder?
Whoa. Holy cow.
Yeah, The Thunder is there.
Whoa.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It sounds like Broncos.
When Thunder rolls. What country guy sung that song when Thunder rolls? That Garth?
Yeah, this ain't the basketball team either. It ain't the Broncos. It ain't the basketball team. Okay.
Yeah. No, so I guess I forgot Melvin Gordon in that conversation too. I guess he was a running back that they kind of invested
He
in.
was. Yeah.
But still, I'm excited to see what this AFC West looks like. I mean, as we transition to a big picture conversation, AG, I mean, you look at this AFC West and in the Chiefs, obviously we know what the Chiefs have. Now we kind of know what the Broncos are going to have. They have.
We know what the Raiders have.
Well, I'm saying the Broncos have their solution at quarterback with Bo Nix, right? That's the long-term plan, it appears. But then, yeah, you bring in the Raiders that have obviously Geno Smith at quarterback, and then they have a new head coach that has Super Bowl experience. And so we talk about owners getting in the way. Can the Davis owner just step out of the way, right, and not do that? And then the Chargers on the other side with Jim Harbaugh is always going to be a fascinating case, because I also I wonder what the runway looks like for Justin Herbert. Not that they're going to trade him, but does he have what it takes to take the Chargers to the next level in one of the most competitive divisions in the entire NFL?
Yeah, and remember Raiders got a Genty too, and so running backs acumen from college to pro is a lot quicker than any other position. So him being on the field, getting early cut carries between preseason and that first game, he could also be a factor to that Pete Carroll coach team for the Raiders. So it's going to be interesting to see, but we'll find out right away in the first week or the first month of NFL football.
Well, folks, as we go to break, that AFC West got a lot more interesting with the Broncos, Chargers, Chiefs, and the Raiders. And like you said, it's going to be fun to watch. And I'm going to tell you something, and I don't say it's because of Raff, and I was telling Acom the same thing last night on the phone. One of my best buddies he's a Raiders guy. You better be careful with the Broncos and the Donkeys this year, with the Broncos and the Raiders this year. In particular, I think with those Raiders, man, I think Bo Nix is going to. I just
saw that Broncos Stadium this weekend. I drove past it. There's nothing special about it. It's just kind of it's kind of
hold up.
Where I've heard it's a better concert venue than it is a football stadium.
Dang.
Coldplay was just there on Tuesday. Post Malone going there this weekend. I heard it's a better concert venue than a football stadium.
Hey,
you know what the positive of it is? It wasn't on fire this time. Usually when AD tries to
yeah, when I go fire was on. Raff said, hey, you weren't near the stadium, were you?
Raff, I just want to know, how are you feeling? Because AD's calling your Broncos donkeys, and a Bronco in my book is not a What's your opinion on that part?
They're Broncos. They are Broncos.
Broncos is like it's the 1%ers of the horse species, or so. I'll say that.
Exactly.
And you calling them donkeys, man?
I will say. Okay, so I was in a store out there in Denver today or the other day, where they sell all the gear, right? Like all the team issued gear is available and stuff. I'll be honest, Raff, they got great colors. The color scheme and the throwback logo is super cool, man. I just couldn't get myself to spend anywhere over $5 for a sweatshirt. I just couldn't. They were such a great. I mean, it is a very good color scheme, and they got some really sweet gear, but I just couldn't get myself to do it.
Folks, as we go to break, we are going to do that. And I think Bo Nix is going to do a lot of things, too. So it's going to be a fun NFL season. Training camps are coming up pretty quick, so it's going to be fun. When we come back, folks, we have some history to discuss. It's The Drive, 93.7 The Ticket.
Bagels and Joe is the perfect place for breakfast or lunch in June. Try their brand new S'mores cold brew with graham cracker cold foam. Also try a S'mores croissant and add cake batter cream cheese to any bagel. 4 locations in Lincoln and 1 in Seward. Bagels and Joe.
Saturday. Eagle Raceway is open for a full season of dirt track racing action every Saturday night. Don't miss the epic battles on the high banks of Eagle Raceway each Saturday between the Nebraska Septic Sprint Cars, Nebraska Lottery Modifieds, Avid Realty Sport Mods, Valentino's Hobby Stocks, and A1 Iron Stock Cars. Let's go racing. Eagle Raceway, just 10 miles east of Lincoln on O Street. Check out the full schedule at eagleraceway.com.
When you're outdoors beneath Nebraska skies, adventure comes in all sizes. From quick escapes and long weekends to true off-the-grid retreats. Paddle, hike, camp, explore. Whether you have a few hours or a few days, we'll guide you to a state park or recreation area that's a perfect fit. Start your next adventure today at yournebraskaparks.com. Sponsored by Nebraska Game and Parks, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with the child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting lincolnteammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Empire Netting and Fence delivers top quality netting and fence solutions. From major sports venues to backyard installs and everything in between, coast to coast. We take on tough jobs with grit, integrity, and a strong commitment to safety. Empire is growing, and we're hiring motivated people ready to grow with us. We build each other up, and we're building something big. Think you've got what it takes? Apply now at empire-fence.com. That's empire-fence.com.
Safety is always at the top of mind at Lincoln Electric System. The safety of our employees and the safety of our customers. It's National Safety Month. Visit les.com/safety for tips on all things related to electrical safety.
Are you looking to upgrade or improve the garage door on your home? This is Cameron Hall of Doors Plus. At Doors Plus, we guarantee to offer a wide selection of options from 5 leading garage door manufacturers as we deliver a free estimate, exact measurements, and rapid installation with a 3 to 5 week time frame. When you choose Doors Plus for your residential garage door needs, you'll work with our experienced technicians and be ensured that your new door seamlessly complements your home. Give us a call at 402-590-5800 or visit us online at doorsplusllc.com. Doors Plus, garage doors and more.
Select Plumbing and Utility has been serving Lincoln and the surrounding area for 14 years, and they're not slowing down. Select Plumbing and Utility handles all your plumbing needs from faucets and water heaters to full renovations, and they can even help with your heating and cooling needs. They're also Lincoln's underground experts, repairing and replacing broken underground water and sewer lines since day one. Contact Select Plumbing and Utility today at 402-560-6197, assuring excellence in every situation, opportunity, and challenge. That's 402-560-6197.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals just like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket.
Okay, playing 93.7 The Ticket.
Alexa, turn down the lights.
Dimming the lights.
Alexa, order a pizza, the big one, all the toppings.
Are you sure that's a good idea?
Alexa.
That's a lot of pizza for just one man.
Alexa, just do it. Stop judging me, just do it.
As you wish.
Thanks, Alexa. You're my best friend. Play ball!
Ready for summer fun and ballpark vibes? Bring your pack to Haymarket Park for a thrilling season of Lincoln Salt Dogs baseball and unleash the fun. From May through August, the Lincoln Salt Dogs will be playing and the park will be popping with all the food, drinks, and fun you need for the perfect night out. Grab your friends, family, and coworkers and make plans now. Visit saltdogs.com to secure your tickets. Come on out to the park and unleash the fun.
Now back to The Drive with AD, Raff, and Ahman Gray on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Nick said, whoa, slow your
Come
roll.
on, slow
your
down.
roll. Slow your roll.
I took a drink of my coffee and AD's talking. The mics aren't even on. Let's just settle.
Hey, I'm ready to go in and get this back.
What do they say about pills and chills or take a chill pill?
Chills and pills. You were definitely tired.
Chills, a little bit of brain fog. No worries. I will say this, guys. It's going to be an exciting day and a couple of days for us here at the station. We're going to have a lot of giveaways coming your way over the next week or so. We're going to do one today for some Lincoln Salt Dogs tickets. And here's the deal. These tickets, how about 6th row, seats 1 through 4 with VIP parking? We'll give them away if anybody wants them for tonight's game against the Milwaukee Milkmen. The Milwaukee Milkmen are in town. They face off against the Lincoln Salt Dogs. I actually went to a Lincoln Salt Dogs game Monday night. It was beautiful out there for some baseball. Monday night after the golf tournament, I went without a wallet, but it was a beautiful night at the ballpark. Saw Charlie Meyer, the GM of the Lincoln Salt Dogs. Great dude as always.
Yes.
Big friends of the station over at the Lincoln Salt Dogs. But anyway, they played Fargo on Monday. Tonight they play the Milwaukee Milkmen. So if you would like to go to the Salt Dogs game, you and 3 other people with VIP parking, let us know. 402-464-5685. You can stop by the station later today and pick those up. In addition to that, though, this weekend, everybody kind of knows already, we're going to be at the College World Series. We're going to be up there with Blur Parties, Blur Events at their 12th annual tailgate party with the Hilton Omaha out there, 12th and Cass Street. It's on the corner. We're going to have College World Series tickets giveaways. There's going to be a game on Sunday, the 1 p.m. game on Sunday. Make sure you tune in on Friday because we are going to give away a couple of tickets. And how about this? Right behind home plate.
Oh, wow.
They are right behind
Great
home plate.
seats.
So if you want a Father's Day gift on Sunday and attend the 1 p.m. game, we don't know who's playing yet because obviously that'll be the second round or an elimination game on Sunday at 1 p.m. But if you want to be on the lookout for those tickets right behind home plate for Charles Schwab Field, it also includes a VIP experience. So not only will you get to go to the game with a friend, but you'll also be able to go about 11 o'clock, I believe, is when the VIP experience begins. And you get to go on the field. You get to see behind the scenes in Charles Schwab Field. We're going to give that package away this Friday on the station up there while we're at Blur Events in the early parts of the afternoon. So make sure you tune in. We'll have more details and updates on that as they become available. So
Love it.
With that being said, what you guys got for history today, AD?
Well, first of all, we're going to talk about who helps us do this show. This segment is brought to you by Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services. Jack has been a well-respected representative since 1999. Can help protect your home, your vehicle, your family, even your future. Give Jack a call today at 402-421-9100 or visit one of his 2 locations in Lincoln or in Seward and learn how Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services can help you. Quick thing from the text line real fast before I go in. Good morning, Ryan P. Ryan P goes, go Broncos. Feel like we can make a run for the division. And I tell you what, Ryan P., I know what Raff would concur with that. And with the weapons in
Delusional Denver.
Goes delusional
Raff,
Denver.
what's the over-under on wins this year? What's your over-under on wins?
I think 10. Let's say 10. 10. Yeah, 10.
Do you wanna make a friendly wager?
What is a wager?
I don't know. I was hoping you would help me out on that vocabulary piece of it.
I no longer work for the lottery. I do not know what a wager is.
I've flushed my entire brain of all that knowledge. No, I'm kidding.
Cubsker, good morning. He goes, McGahee was the last running back that for me was good. Was good there. So
hey, Cubsker, how about those Chicago Cubs, my friend? Guys, the Cubs beat the Phillies last night. They're 41-28.
Oh,
I just want to let you know.
Shocker.
I just want to let you know.
Well, the Pirates are still being the
Yeah,
Pirates.
what are they doing? They actually won a couple in a row.
Yeah, a couple, but when you're more than a couple down,
right,
you need a lot more than a couple.
that might help.
We need about a month and a half run here.
So I've never been to Wrigley Field, guys. And as I was in Coors Field last weekend, I was like, you know what? I need to make it a focus to get to a game at Wrigley this year. So September, during the Huskers bye week, we are making our first ever trip to Wrigley Field.
That's going to be a good
Cubs
time.
and Cardinals.
That's
a NL rivalry. Cubs and Cardinals is going to be what we're tuning in for. Raff, what you got for history today, my friend?
History. I got 2 birthdays. The first birthday, He would be turning 112 years old today. Vince Lombardi. Vince Lombardi, the frozen tundra. And
Vince Lombardi.
this is one that's just crazy to me. Turning 69 years old today, Joe Montana.
Wow. Whoa. How old is Joe Montana?
69.
Wow. That does not seem right that he's 69 years old, man. That is insane. Nick, you missed one of the most laid back assassins you'd ever meet in football, man. What was that? What Super Bowl was that, Raff? I can't remember which one it was. They're in the huddle, and Joe looks up and said, "Is that John? Was it John Candy he was pointing at?"
Yep, John Candy. It was against the Bengals before he went on the drive to defeat the Bengals.
He goes in the huddle. Is that John Candy?
Oh my gosh, doesn't even care.
He was that cool, man. Also in baseball history, Babe Ruth's home run record. 1927 future Hall of Famer, of course, the slugger Babe Ruth himself hits his 19th and 20th home runners in the MLB season record. 60 HRs in New York's 6-4 win over the Cleveland Indians at Yankee Stadium in 1927. The Babe, the Ruth.
This old swat.
Hey, David from Renew, what's up? He goes, Pittsburgh is getting 10 wins. Way to go out on a limb, Raff. You know, I with Pittsburgh, we've talked about that. We'll talk about it more. Found out that Rodgers, he announced that he did get married.
I would hope. I'm glad that that's the case.
Yeah, said he got married.
Didn't just wear it for effect.
Yeah, he got married. But regardless, that quarterback room was much better with him in it. We'll see what happens, and well, it might be dun, 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 dun. Well, you don't know, but they're definitely better with him on it. We'll see what happens. Folks, when we come back, we got some NCAA versus the house. There's a lot of moolah, and you know what? There's one school that other schools are going, huh? What? We'll talk about when we come back. It's The Drive.
Your number one dad may not need another tie or coffee mug, but he always needs a little more award-winning barbecue from Hog Wild. Give Dad a meal fit for the king of your castle this Father's Day with Hog Wild's hearty, family-pleasing menu. Our meaty ribs, tender beef brisket, pulled pork, and hot links pair perfectly with our home-style sides. Order online at GoHogWild.com. Hog Wild Pit Barbecue, 3210 Cornhusker Highway in Lincoln.
But don't be late, we close at 8.
Are you looking to upgrade or improve the garage door on your home? This is Cameron Hall of Doors Plus. At Doors Plus, we guarantee to offer a wide selection of options from 5 leading garage door manufacturers as we deliver a free estimate, exact measurements, and rapid installation with a 3 to 5 week time frame. When you choose Doors Plus for your residential garage door needs, you'll work with our experienced technicians and be ensured that your new door seamlessly complements your home. Give us a call at 402-590-5800 or visit us online at DoorsPlusLLC.com. Doors Plus, garage doors, and more.
Play ball! Ready for summer fun and ballpark vibes? Bring your pack to Haymarket Park for a thrilling season of Lincoln Salt Dogs baseball and unleash the fun. From May through August, the Lincoln Salt Dogs will be playing and the park will be popping with all the food, drinks, and fun you need for the perfect night out. Grab your friends, family, and coworkers and make plans now. Visit saltdogs.com to secure your tickets. Come on out to the park and unleash the fun.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see mainly sunny skies. It'll be breezy and hot with an afternoon high near 95. Tonight, mainly clear skies and a continued breeze, low around 67. And tomorrow, we'll see mainly sunny skies. It'll be breezy and hot again with a high near 90. I'm meteorologist Kyle Fleck for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Infrastructure, a veteran-owned local company proudly serving Lincoln, Lancaster County, and the surrounding areas. Bauer provides quality work at an affordable price, and they're growing rapidly. If you want to experience a career with a fast-paced, family-friendly environment, visit BauerInfrastructure.com. They have top-of-the-line benefits, year-round work, even through the winter. Bauer, usher in the new era of infrastructure to an area near you. And as always, go Big Red!
Give your furnace a break with the help of Heartland of Nebraska Windows. Heartland of Nebraska Windows offers a free estimate, full window replacements, all vinyl triple pane windows, and a lifetime warranty of everything, while still keeping their prices affordable. Sounds too good to be true, right? Heartland of Nebraska Windows is locally and family owned with their own team of installers. Give the window experts at Heartland of Nebraska Windows a call today at 402-430-3852 or visit them online at heartlandofnebraskawindows.com. Elevate your home or business with the help of Heartland of Nebraska Windows today.
Hey there, this is Paul Scheel, owner of High Electric. I want to thank our friends and loyal customers and introduce High Electric to those looking for a new electrician. We've been serving the Lincoln and Omaha area for over 30 years, from design to install, upgrades, and repair. If you are a homeowner or a small business needing some electrical work, call us at 402-466-6606 or check us out at hyelectric.com. We look forward to hearing from you.
Hey, baseball fans, join the Blur Tailgate at Hilton Omaha this June for our 12th annual hospitality event during the College Baseball Championship Series. Book an experience for your clients or employees with an inclusive bar, buffet, TVs, music, and tailgate games. Secure your spot today and let Blur Events take care of all the work so you can enjoy the day. Plus, we're just steps away from Charles Schwab Field. Visit blurevents.com to book your group, buy tickets, or learn about sponsorships. That's blurevents.com, your college baseball and football tailgate destination.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. Welcome to The Drive with A.D. Raff and Ahman Green. Former Husker football national champion, speaker, and author, Aaron Davis.
Nebraska will win the national championship. The Cornhuskers beat Miami. It is history, 13-0. And bring that trophy back to Lincoln.
Former Arena Football League quarterback, former head coach of the Capital City Crush, and guru of Husker football history, Chris Raff.
25 straight wins for the Cornhuskers. One of the most dominating stretches in college football history.
We may have seen one of the best teams in the history of college football tonight.
12-year NFL veteran.
He's got some speed to go with strength.
Huskers and Green Bay Packers Hall of Famer.
Shovel pass to Green into Vikings territory. Finally brought down.
And University of Nebraska eSports coach, Ahman Green.
Look at Green all by himself. 20, 10, touchdown.
Sponsored by Doors Plus on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, folks, we are back for the 10 o'clock. Oh, that's a nice ride out there, Nick. I'm not sure. That might be I'm not sure what type of car that is, man, but it's an older one.
It looks cool.
Yeah. I'm not really good at the older car names, but it's a sweet one. It's older than me, so it's really a fossil to you.
It is. Yeah, they must have just dug it up out of the mountains. That's a fossil.
And here
probably shouldn't even drive.
Yeah, here comes a throat punch.
Surprised it still runs.
Here comes a throat punch. Rafferty, we talked about this yesterday, man. Everything that's going on, the NCAA versus the House. And as I dug more into it, Raff, the more that is just intriguing to me. And before we get into that, Raff, explain to them, because Raff, you've seen that on Texas Tech, what they're doing with their collective, correct?
I did not.
Well, Texas Tech right now, Raff, is flirting with the I can't even say flirting with the idea. They're just most likely, from what all dues and purposes sound like, they're just going to do it with their collective. They have an amount of $55 million. $55 million that they're going to try to drum up. And it's just, I forget the name of their collective, Raider or something like that. Red Raider or something like that. It's the name of their collective. To where it's just like, remember we talked yesterday about the haves versus the have-nots?
Mm-hmm.
Raph, I don't see how this does not further that divide between the have and have-nots of collegiate sports, man. Here's some of the pros we talked about. Okay, kind of a review on the settlement. It's $2.8 billion, folks, over 10 years. The funding goes to athletes competing between, and it's retroactive because it goes back from 2016 to 2024. So we talked about that yesterday as well. 60% by the NCAA and 40% by the schools. So that's going to be funded. Annual cap, $20.5 million. Now, Rav, remember that cap I just mentioned. So if the cap is $20.5 million, that's for the schools. Doesn't necessarily say that the collectives can't do over that. So it just blows me away. So that's for 2025, 2026. 4% annually rising, potentially reaching $33 million a year in a decade. Here's the revenue split, ladies and gentlemen. The projection is 70 to 75% football, which I think those numbers are going to be higher than that when you look at other sources. 15% to men's basketball, 5% to women's basketball, and 5% to all other sports. Raff, that 5% to all other sports, do you see that causing a problem with other teams even fielding some of their non-revenue teams?
Oh, yeah, I think it's definitely going to play a factor in it, but it's going to be interesting to see how it changes. Like when you have like that player that comes in, like the Jordy Ball, or you have the pitcher down at Texas Tech, how those numbers are going to adjust, because eventually they're gonna come wanting that money. But I'm just glad the NCAA didn't go bankrupt. I was glad to hear that yesterday. That I was pressure's off. Thank you.
And you know the NCAA's got the loot. Anytime you make over $1 billion alone during March Madness, Raff, $1 billion. And you know what, Raff? I would be curious. We would never find. Well, I can't say we would never find this information out. I'm gonna have to make a few calls this afternoon. What in the coffers that the NCAA has? You know what I'm saying? What their net is over the past, I wouldn't even say 5 years. I mean, even 5 years, the past 3 years, just the NCAA March Madness alone, how much it brings in for the NCAA as far as that goes. So the money is definitely not an issue for them. But Raff, I see in some of those schools, if you look up Iona, ladies and gentlemen, Iona, they've canceled, I think, all, if not close to all of their athletic programs altogether. All of them. Like I said, the only reason I'm going based off of this is looking at some of those schools who are already on a tight budget. Now, granted, this money will help some, but I just see that 5%, 5% to women's basketball, 5% to all other sports. And as competitive as become with your revenue-generating programs, are they just going to say, you know what? Because it's so competitive right now, and the adults in the room have allowed this to happen, Raff. So when people complain with the kids and these kids shouldn't be getting that money, but the adults open the candy store. You can't get pissed at the kid for eating all the candy or welcome himself to all the candy when you've said, here's this amount. That's just my opinion, Raff. I don't think you can blame the kids for something the adults allowed to happen.
No, I agree. It's not their fault. Like we said from the get-go, if they have the opportunity to get their money, go get your money. I mean, if it's there for the taking. But unfortunately, the NCAA and the powers that be over the years, they just did not, and it's crazy about it too, is if the NCAA would have done something, say 10, 15 years ago, even 20 years ago, they would have been making tons of money, because back in the day, if you would have said, hey, we're going to give each player, $3,000 a month, $2,000 a month, the players would have been pleased. They would have been like, oh my goodness, this is more than we've ever got before. And the NCAA would have been fine with it. But now you've let it out of the bag now, and all this crazy money's out there. Now the NCAA is like, where they're like, oh man, I'm worried we're going to go bankrupt and stuff like that. It's just foolishness out of the NCAA. And I mean, they have no one to blame but themselves.
Raff, who was our former quarterback that was part of that lawsuit along with the O'Bannon brothers that played for basketball for UCLA? What was the name of our quarterback that was on that?
Slinging Sammy Keller.
Sam Keller was part of that original lawsuit against the NCAA along with the O'Bannon brothers from UCLA. And it has been chaos since then. To your point, Raff, they've had 20 years, dang near 20 years to work on this, to get ahead of it, to put checks and balances, to dot their I's across their T's. But as usual, a day late, and now billions of dollars short. Usually you can say a day late, $1 short. No, they're a day late, 2 decades late, billions of dollars. And it just blows me away that we have put this much energy, this much time, this much resources into litigation when they should have done this without a CBA in place, Raff. I don't know, and Nick, maybe you do. I don't know when you'll see a CBA come to be about. And what I mean by CBA, just in case you don't know, collective bargaining agreement.
Yeah, I just think, guys, that when you look at there's so many minor details to it, and I apologize, I had to step out there for a second. So maybe this is going to be some repetitive stuff that you guys just said the last 9 minutes or so. But I just think that overall, there's so many minor details that
have yet to get ironed out. I don't know if you guys saw it. Matt Rule made a surprise stop
I listened to that at the gym a little bit.
by early break this morning. He stopped in and just randomly was at the mill to get coffee and stopped in the studio for 10 minutes or so and talked to the guys on early break. And he was crazy. He said he had one quote, and I wish I could remember it verbatim, but it was something along the lines of, it's a 500-page document, but coaches are only given 100 pages of it. And I was like, I thought that was a really good analogy, because it just going back through the 105 roster limit, the 105 roster limit that everybody thought was going to pass initially, and then it ended up not passing. And then it was like, okay, crap, we've started to get our ducks in a row for it to pass, and now we have to reverse course to a certain degree, because you knew that eventually there's some decision was going to come down the chute. But ultimately, it's like these guys in these positions have been trying to get everything in order and ready to go for what they expect to come, because you kind of have to have some forward thinking and forward thought process on it. But then when it's such a wild card on when things are going to happen, what things are going to happen, and then also just the timeline on everything, you just don't, everything's just up in the air. And so we can sit here and say, okay, this is like step one of creating a CBA, but then something's going to happen where it gets delayed, and then something's going to happen to where somebody gets pissed off or somebody gets rubbed the wrong way. And it's just like there's never going to be, what we've learned is you're never going to make every single college football player happy, every single college football coach happy. And while the NCAA has tried to become like this neutral third party, they've actually done more harm than good throughout the whole process, because like you said, because they they thought that they were prepared for it in 2021, not even close.
Not even close.
And so now we're starting to experience the ramifications of all that.
You know, Nick, first of all, nothing you said was repetitive, because it was spot on. Yeah, you were spot on there. In this bill, I'm still reading through this thing. Might even have my son Aiden, who's an attorney, looking me through some of the legalese parts of it. But it's just once again another example of the adults in a room messing up something so pure. That's just my opinion. It was so it's to mess it up so pure. Not without its freckles, not without its scars and scratches, but it's like you're going to give them a 500-page document, but you can only read 100 pages. What the heck is that?
Well, it's because I think Raff, in all honesty, I don't know if the NCAA knows all 500 pages to continue that analogy. But I think what I would say, we can't act like college athletics, and I don't think you were.
No.
In comparison to what it is now, it was pure, right? Yeah. But at its core, it wasn't. And so there needed to be change. There needed to be some sort of payment given and offered to these athletes. But it's crazy. We can't sit here in comparison to what it is in 2025. Yeah, like 2010 was pure, like 100%. But also 2010 college athletics, college football most specifically, it was not pure, because there were teams making hundreds of millions of dollars off of these dudes and them not seeing a dime.
And you know what, Raff? We know when I said pure, just meaning take it away from pure.
Exactly.
Because it's had zits and warts for years. I mean, we go back to the Pony Express with, way back in the day with Eric Dickerson. There's always been, you think of the famous restaurant bag full of cash in Tennessee.
McDonald's.
The McDonald's bag with volunteers.
The best part was Jeremy Pruitt's wife withdrawing like $2,738, and then the recruit's mom getting the exact amount deposited into her account. And it's like, okay, there's something here. There's something going on here. But I think what's crazy, guys, is once again, I've done a lot of thinking. I almost said soul searching, but it's not soul searching. I've done a lot of thinking these last couple of days just on how from like the casual perspective has changed from a fan standpoint. Like, I remember talking to people in my family, like extended family, going at the start of NIL, these guys need to get paid something, and their response would be, well, it's a free education. Why do they need to get paid? What's the value of education? That was the biggest pushback back in 2021. Now think of it, it's like, no, they could get paid. We just want it to be controlled a little bit. So like as this has become more normal, I guess, the narrative from just a casual fan standpoint has somewhat shifted. You don't hear them saying, just give them the free education, they'll be fine. You don't hear that anymore. It's just, hey, let's just put some sort of a cap. Let's put some sort of regulations on what they do get paid. So as we go farther and farther away from its origin date back in 2021, I wonder, how does the big picture narrative continue to change? Not that it matters what I in Joe Schmo, Lincoln, Nebraska believe. Not that that matters, but just once again, like we talk about it with sports betting, and we now talk about it with NIL. Just as it becomes more normal, quote unquote normal, the universal acceptance becomes a little greater as well. And so it's going to just be really interesting to see like where we are at from a year from now, to see, well, how are people feeling about this? What am I feeling about this? Do I still think that the CBA is the best option? I honestly don't know, because as we just admitted to everybody, we don't know what's going to happen on June 12th, 2025, let alone July 1st, 2026. So,
it's just
crazy.
Go ahead, Raff.
Oh no, I agree with Nick. Once again, it's just always it's so fluid. It's ever changing, and like I said, no one really knows like where this is going to end. I feel it's just going to continue. I hate to say it, but it's a slippery slope, and I'm afraid to see where it all ends up. But it's a crazy world we live in. That's for sure.
It's as you look at this thing going down, and there's going to be more lawsuits. There will be more litigation, and I hope it's not as much as I think it's going to be. But fellas, like I said when we first started talking about this, I still feel you're going to see some Title IX lawsuits that'll be coming up, because when you look at that 5% for all other sports, 5% for women's basketball, and I just think you're opening first of all, you're danged if you're danged if you don't. And the bottom line is this, and I know we keep going back to this, if you would have taken the time to actually look at this from all the years you had to plan, you've avoided a lot of this. And Derek in the car, good morning. He goes, Raff is correct. The NCAA ignored and pretended no issues existed. They stuck their head in the sand. Nick, put it this way. Think about it from this context.
Okay, I'm thinking.
For almost your entire life, the NCAA knew this was coming down the pike. Think about that.
Yeah. I mean, at some point.
No. But the point is, they knew this could be a problem, and they ignored it since you were 4 years old, basically.
Yeah, 2005. Yeah, I think it's really interesting, just because from the standpoint of, I also wonder from like a Charlie Baker standpoint, from why can't I think of the old NCAA presidents, but that was before Charlie Baker.
I can see his face.
Yep. Anyway, I also wonder if like part of it was just, let's make this the next guy's problem. Like back in 2010, you obviously are a little bit of a forward thinker, as if you're in an office like the NCAA and the president and so forth and so on. Like I wonder how much, as evil and unfortunate as this is, it's like, why do I think his first name was Mark? I can't. Mark Emmerich. Thank you.
Yep.
So I'm sitting there going like, okay, maybe he was sitting there going, okay, well, look, let's just make this the next guy's problem. Like I'll get them somewhat ready, but we're not talking about him as he's fault. Guess what? We're talking about Charlie Baker. Why? Because at the end of the day, he's the one that is the president, the sitting president, while all these lawsuits are happening. And when the NCAA was just like, all right, we're going to do this to transfer rules, and we're going to do this for every lawsuit, and we're going to just grant automatic eligibility. And like, that's who we now look to. That's who we blame. And so through it all I just wonder if like he looked at himself, and, whoever the president was in 2005, like looked at him and like, all right, this is going to come down in 2020. So 15 years, I probably won't be the president by then. I'll be ready to retire. I'll just kind of I'll get started, but I don't want to be at fault for it.
Mark Emmert was the NCAA president from 2010 or 2023, 13 years. And
some of the most crucial times as well.
Yes, the most crucial times. And so, yeah, and I'm not saying it's just on his shoulders, but at the same time, when you're at the top, the buck stops with you as the president. And for nothing to have been done proactively, and now they're in reactive mode. Like you said, Nick, I highly doubt they even know what the heck is in those other 400 pages.
I also just wonder how much of it was they were ready in 2021, but they weren't ready for it to jump and increase at this pace so quickly. Like, I wonder if they truly believed, okay, we just need to introduce something in 2021, and we're going to have time. We'll have time to kind of sort out our ducks, get them in a row, and get organized by the time. But it just exploded.
Mm-hmm.
And so then that causes them to be in that reactive state. Because I think like there's a lot of colleges, and I think it's subjective on Nebraska specifically. You can get told that they were ready for all this and stuff. You can get told that every university was ready for this type of action with name, image, and likeness. I think it can be, both things can be true. One is that, yeah, for what they expected in 2021 right off the bat, where guys were getting GoPuff NIL deals and runs the deal, like those minuscule amounts. Like I remember, what was it, on the first day of it, July 1st or whatever it was like Runza was giving like $5 to whoever. It was like $50 to a couple of athletes who wanted to post on social media. Like that was pure. If we want to talk about purity, that was pure.
Yeah.
So like that was where it started. Yeah, I think universities in July of 2021, they were ready for that. However, for it to explode the way it was, they looked back and said, well, crap, we were ready for this, but we weren't ready for this.
Absolutely.
So all these universities thought for a second, okay, we can take a breath because we are proactive. But then when they blink, they go, oh, bleepity beep bleep.
It went from getting free runs to owning a restaurant.
Yeah, right.
A restaurant.
So I was reading an article. on On3 the other day from Pete Nakos, and he was like, instead of guys asking for money now, they're asking for real estate. They're asking for investment opportunities.
Yeah.
And he said, so now, I mean, because that's the thing is when you have smart people in your corner, the money is short term. Real estate with the markets and things like that, they can be told, hey, let's do it this way. So now you have guys asking, hey, I want real estate. I want investment opportunities in businesses. It's a completely different ballgame than what we expected just 4 short years ago.
At least we never have to worry about people sitting out their senior years anymore. I mean, heck, staying in college is the thing to do. You go to the NFL, you take a huge pay cut.
That's the truth. That's the truth. Gentlemen, that is it for this segment. Raff and Nick will be back with another segment. I will be back tomorrow.
Okay.
But these guys
good to know.
Yeah. You know what?
He did text me
before I
I appreciate it, AD.
You know what, Raff? I'm going to do. You know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to pour this coffee in his face.
Whoa!
And just scold his face, man. How about that, Raff? I'm just going to go zero dark.
Actually, that might help my sinuses. the allergies. That might help the allergies. So I actually encourage it. Where do
I poured the hot coffee. That felt great, AD.
Yeah.
I don't know if you want to pour hot coffee on his face, though. I mean, that's a face of a model. All these pictures I see him in. I mean, guys like GQ Nick.
GQ Nick, one lane.
No, it's not.
All
but
I
no,
need is one lane.
Can you get a fresh cup of coffee and do it again? Team felt good.
He is welcome in assault.
Yeah.
Folks, Raff and Nick will be right back with you. It's The Drive, 93.7 The Ticket.
Saturday. Eagle Raceway is open for a full season of dirt track racing action every Saturday night. Don't miss the epic battles on the high banks of Eagle Raceway each Saturday between the Nebraska Septic Sprint Cars, Nebraska Lottery Modifieds, Avid Realty Sport Mods, Valentino's Hobby Stocks, and A1 Iron Stock Cars. Let's go racing. Eagle Raceway, just 10 miles east of Lincoln on O Street. Check out the full schedule at eagleraceway.com.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals just like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Cobble Chevrolet GMC, and they're having the biggest hail sale they've ever had. A huge opportunity is at your front door right now. Some of these cars we're fixing, some we're not, and some it's totally up to you. New Sierra starting at $15,000 off list. New Canyons at $8,500 off list. New body styles on the Acadias, $3,000 off list. You need to hurry as there's going to be a lot of people heading to Louisville. Check us out at cobblecars.com. Stock numbers G121492, G187747, and G196599.
With the Planet Fitness Black Card, you can bring a friend anytime and so much more when you join today. You heard that right. Conquer the stair climber with your partner in climb. Enjoy a post-workout recovery session in the hydro massage and do it all again with access to any of our 2,700 convenient locations. So, you coming? Get all the perks with the PF Black Card for $1 down and $24.99 a month.
Hurry. You won't want to miss this exclusive offer. Deal ends June 13th.
See Club for details.
Safety is always at the top of mind at Lincoln Electric System. The safety of our employees and the safety of our customers. It's National Safety Month. Visit les.com/safety for tips on all things related to electrical safety.
Be at the 32nd Annual Testicle Festival for some fun, rain or shine. Free entry for military. It's at Round the Bend Steakhouse in Ashland, June 14th from 11 to 10. Take I-80 exit 426, roundthebendsteakhouse.com.
Make sure you tune in every Saturday from 11 to 12 for all things youth football with Tank Perry and Jim Sandman. Learn how the game of youth football has grown in and around the capital city with coaches, athletic directors, and league commissioners telling you all about it. It's all things youth football with Tank Perry and Jim Sandman every Saturday from 11 to noon right here on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Country music star Rodney Atkins will be performing at the Icebox on Friday, June 20th. Tickets start at $30 and doors open at 7 p.m. The capacity is only 3,000, so don't wait. Buy your tickets at LincolnStars.com today before it sells out.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals just like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
Are you looking to upgrade or improve the garage door on your home? This is Cameron Hall of Doors Plus. At Doors Plus, we guarantee to offer a wide selection of options from 5 leading garage door manufacturers as we deliver a free estimate, exact measurements, and rapid installation with a 3 to 5 week time frame. When you choose Doors Plus for your residential garage door needs, you'll work with our experienced technicians and be ensured that your new door seamlessly complements your home. Give us a call at 402-590-5800 or visit us online at DoorsPlusLLC.com. Doors Plus, garage doors and more.
When you're outdoors beneath Nebraska skies, adventure comes in all sizes. From quick escapes and long weekends to true off-the-grid retreats. Paddle, hike, camp, explore. Whether you have a few hours or a few days, we'll guide you to a state park or recreation area that's a perfect fit. Start your next adventure today at yournebraskaparks.com. Sponsored by Nebraska Game and Parks, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Have you been injured in an accident and don't know where to turn? Do you need a lawyer you can trust to handle your case with professionalism and compassion? The attorneys at Liberty Law understand that a call to an attorney is a call for help. If you've been injured, we want to help you. Liberty Law's experienced attorneys are committed to the pursuit of justice for those injured. Contact us for a free consultation by calling 877-42-LIBERTY. Call Liberty Law and find out how we can help get you the compensation you deserve. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. Liberty Law Group. Trial attorneys you can trust.
Rosie's Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road, just south of 14th and Highway 2.
Now back to the drive with AD, Raff, and Ahman Gray on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Back again, this is the drive. 99.2. It is Hump Day, Wednesday.
Raffy, so I'm going off script here, and so I apologize. It's probably not a shocker, though, unfortunately. Did you see, by chance, any of the Royals highlights last night, by chance?
You better believe it.
Okay.
Aaron Judge hit a bomb.
Yeah, so Aaron Judge hit a 469-foot home run to left field yesterday. But that's not what I was going to talk about. What I was going to bring up was you might want to be on the lookout tonight for a little bit of a scrap between the Yankees and the Royals.
Uh-oh.
And the reason I bring this up is so the Royals fans, and you'll be able to hear the game tonight. It's 6:40 first pitch. But the Royals fans have somewhat tabbed Jazz Chisholm as a villain, if you will. But how about this? When you look at Jazz Chisholm, so last night, he slides headfirst into third, okay? And with that, he ended up getting tagged on the head by Michael Garcia. And he ended up leaving the game with neck tightness, okay? Jazz Chisholm did. Well, after the game, he was asked, hey, by the way, how do you feel about Jazz Chisholm or about Michael Garcia tagging you on the head? Because there was a clip that came out, the audio at third base, that said it was Jazz Chisholm telling his third base coach, if he tags me like that again, I'm going to slap the bleep out of him. And so he was asked about it post game. He said, hey, so why'd you have frustration with the tag? And he said, it just seems like every single time when I play these guys, we run into issues between me and him. And he said, if he does it one more time, things are going to go down. And then they asked him, are you going to be back in the lineup tomorrow? And he said, absolutely. I'm going to be there. That was Jazz Chisholm last night talking about Michael Garcia, the Royals' third baseman. And as this rivalry is brewed, you remember last year in the postseason, the Yankees are the team that knocked the Royals out. Yep. I was actually at the game down in Kansas City at the elimination game for the Royals in game, I think it was game 5 of the ALDS. But that the Yankees and the Royals are starting to feud. Yep. And Jazz Chisholm's right in the middle of it. And so tonight's going to be really interesting to see if tempers start to flare.
Yeah, I don't know what it's been with the Royals and the Yankees, but I mean, this is a rivalry for, you look back at the 80s, George Brett and Reggie Jackson and all those guys. It always seemed like it's that big city for a small city mentality, but it always seems like when it's Kansas City and the Yankees, it rises to a whole different intensity. So it'll be fun to watch. I mean, you look at these two teams, you got those young stars, you got Caglianone. I love saying that. And, Bobby Witt, who seems like every time I see him now, he's making a Superman catch. I mean, just unreal. And then the Yankees, usually go out, they've got Judge, but they have the high salary players. I mean, it's a fun series to watch. And, being in Kansas City, if you have the opportunity to get down there, I mean, that's fun baseball.
It's just fascinating because you have you mentioned it, the sizes of the teams, right? Like we're used to the Boston-New York rivalry, obviously because of proximity, but it's kind of bizarre because they're not close to each other by any means. They play two completely different style of baseball, and then on top of it all is you have a team that has to try to bring guys up through the farm system, through their prospects, and the Royals. Well, yes, the Yankees do it to an extent, right? Like they did that with Anthony Volpe at shortstop for the Yankees. They brought him up through the farm system, but a lot of their guys are signed through free agency, guys like Cody Bellinger. Obviously, they traded for Juan Soto a couple of years ago, but then like Garrett Cole and some pitchers and some arms, a lot of those are obtained through free agency. Well, you look at the difference in payrolls and they're dramatically different, but the Yankees, while they're having a successful year, as good as Aaron Judge has been this year, it's been kind of a disappointing start to the year for the Yankees. Now, the Royals, I think they're one game above 500. Jack Caglianone comes up to the majors and struggles to start with, but he goes 4 for 4 against the White Sox on Sunday. It was his home debut last night. He grounded out to second and one at bat, got an RBI in that at bat as well. And I think they brought Jack Caglianone up to the majors, not only to reinvigorate this fan base, but hopefully to provide some juice in this lineup that really, I mean, I said the statistic before his major league debut against the Cardinals last week. I said the statistic of Royals outfielders combined the entire year before Jack got called up, 1 home run. It was 1 home run by the entire outfield combined. Cag's still searching for his first Major League Baseball home run. It's incredibly difficult to make that jump. And while he's hit the ball hard, and that's kind of the caveat and the excuse that has been given, he hasn't been able to provide the pop. Like, obviously, we're all excited about seeing Jack Caglianone, one of the best prospects in all of baseball, up at the major league level. And he hit a ball 111 miles per hour off the bat yesterday. But let's not be mistaken, right? Like, he came up there to be a slugger, to mash, hit balls over the wall. And after you see him do it at the level that he did at AA and then in AAA, for it to be not a struggle, but just not as instantaneously of success this year so far in the Major League Baseball area, it's kind of surprising, and it's a little worrisome because we talked about how it looked a little desperate by the Royals front office.
Yeah, no, I think that home run, I think it's coming soon. It has to. It's just a matter of time. I believe it's going to happen. I mean, we had that 4-hit game, which that was crazy. They showed the list of Royals players within their first 10 games, just him and Bo Jackson. So I think it's coming soon. I think I'm going to say tonight he hits his first home run.
Well, I think it's just interesting because, like, I just, as I go back and forth here, because I understand why you call him up, right? You need some juice.
Yep.
You need some juice in that lineup. I understand why you want to call him up. And we got a text on the text line. I think this is important. Like Jordan P says, huge mistake to bring Jack up that early. They wait until the 17th of June. They get him on the rookie deal for another year. Now he's a free agent a year earlier. Yeah, he's eligible for arbitration, which arbitration 99% of the time, it rules with the player's side of things. Now, when it's all said and done, we're going to be able to look back after this year and see, okay, what did Jack Caglianone's numbers at the major league level look like? And I think part of that is it's going to tell you a lot about the front office of the Royals, because Jordan P, I get where you're coming from, and I actually used that as a reason to delay him getting called up a week and a half ago when we had this conversation. However, what that tells you is the Royals want to operate like they are a win now team. They feel like they can accomplish postseason aspirations right now. So they say, okay, the extra $10 million that we're going to have to pay, or the extra $8 million, whatever it ends up being in value wise, we're okay eating that number because we feel like Jack can provide us a large enough spark. You have teams like the Detroit Tigers, who are kind of came out of nowhere this year as to AL Central Division champion contenders. And so they're looking at it going, well, crap, one of the easiest divisions in baseball has now become one of the most competitive. We look up at the standings and we're 7 games out of first place, not even to the All-Star break yet. We need something to happen. And while they have one of the best pitching staffs in all of baseball.
Yeah, no, like the Royals too. I think that's the key thing. I think their pitching staff is so good. And then you look at the Royals outfield and what they were getting. Like, I don't think that Jack would have been caught up as soon as he was if the Royals were getting anything from their outfield, but they just had no production whatsoever. So you might as well take the shot and bring him up. And I think that's the way the Royals viewed it, was he was hitting so well in AA, and his brief week that he spent in AAA, it was like, well, we might as well, push our chips in, being that we have such a strong pitching staff.
Yeah, I just am, and like I'm doing my best, trying my best, I think, just as the spectator from afar, to not overreact, because it's easy to do so with prospects, right? Like, I think it's easy that we expect with prospects at this level to, okay, well, they have so much success at the AA level, and then they have so much success in the AAA level, and you expect maybe not to that extent, but at least a sliver of that to kind of rub off on them in the major league level. But I think it's a different ball game. Like, and that was one of the concerns. I know, like, I was listening to the Storm Chasers manager, Mike Jerschley, do a sports radio interview down in Kansas City on that sports, when he got called up to AAA, of like, what are you guys looking for out of Jack? Like, from an organizational standpoint, what are you looking for out of Jack Caglianone to tell you, okay, yeah, you know what? He's ready for the next level. He's ready for this level. And he made the comparison of, like, AA pitchers are a lot of what you see in college at the high Division I level, which we know Jack mashed against while he was at Florida, right? So maybe that wasn't as surprising that he had such a good start in AA. He said AAA is going to be where guys start to throw in more breakers, right? They're going to be able to have better control of 3 or 4 pitches in their arsenal, and you got to be able to adjust and see it and be able to adjust. He talked about how there's some holes in his swing. He hits for so much power, and the strikeout numbers from Jack Caglianone aren't alarming by any means, but he hits for power. So we see that, and we see that he's 0 for 4, but all 4 of his at-bats and baseballs were hit over 98 miles per hour off the bat, right? And we get so infatuated by that every single time we see that. But then he was up front. He's like, look, he's got some holes in his swings. The front office of the Kansas City Royals need to see that he can adjust, that he can use all parts of the field. He can't just be a pull guy, because nowadays, obviously, the shift is banned, but it's still prevalent in the game. So it's like, we need to be able to see that he can do that. Well, like in AAA, he was there for a week and a half. So, like, I asked myself, after hearing that conversation that he had with a sports radio station down in KC, I'm sitting there going, what did they see in the week and a half that tells them, okay, yep, he kind of checks all the boxes now. That's why I felt like it was a little bit of a desperate move. Sure, the money plays a factor. And if he would have come up and had, been on a tear to start, we wouldn't be even talking about this. But the fact that he's hitting like just under 240, I believe. And he's hit the ball hard, just hasn't gotten on base a whole lot. And now he's hitting 7th in the lineup. It's like, okay, a month from now, if we're still having the same conversations, there's going to be some criticism, I think, of when you chose to bring him up.
Yeah, I just think it was more of what they were not getting in the outfield in Kansas City. I think they had to make that move just with the publicity that he was receiving, as he was moving, throughout AA and then into AAA for that week and a half. And the Royals were, like we said, they have one home run with all their outfielders. It's like, well, heck, we might as well, roll the dice here. And I think that's what they have done with him.
Yeah, this is now the time. Like, we're seeing a lot of guys get called up. A lot of these top prospects, Roman Anthony for the Boston Red Sox, who was their top prospect, just got called up a couple of days ago. He started in right field, and he had a ball that went under his glove in right field at Fenway. A Tampa Bay Rays player was able to come around and score on that error by the right fielder. I mean, this is where GMs make their money, or they end up getting fired. Is decisions on when to call guys up, decisions on how to try to obtain pieces at the roster. Because now you sit there and say, okay, yeah, Kaggs could be a good enough right fielder, but he's probably best as a DH once he kind of gets his bat figured out at the big league level. But then on top of it all, it's a matter of what if you are JJ Piccolo, the GM for the Kansas City Royals, and the trade deadline's approaching here in the next couple of weeks. You sit there saying, okay, what are some things that we need? We still need, you probably still feel like you need an outfield bat. Michael Massey has a slugging percentage of under 300, which is historically poor. I mean, it is low. And you're sitting there, you're a game above 500. And a big reason is because of your arms that are on the mound consistently for you. You got to figure out a way to give them some help. And so it's what can you get? What are you willing to give up? Who's untouchable? We're going to see, I think, a lot of movement from the Royals at the deadline, because they are going to look at some outfielders. Maybe they look at they don't need infielders. They don't need anybody on the left side of that infield. Michael Garcia is locked down, and obviously you have Bobby Witt at short. Like, Salvador Perez is having a historically bad season for himself as well. And it's how do you juggle as a GM in a market like Kansas City that loves Salvador Perez? How do you juggle? We need to win games and do what's best for our team, but also we need to keep the fan favorites on our roster. And it's just going to be really interesting. Like, Salvador Perez is a really fascinating story and study right now, because he's not hitting the ball well, consistently hitting cleanups, consistently in the lineup for the Royals, just not producing near the level that they need him to.
Yeah, that would be if he's a person that they look at trading. I mean, that will be something in Kansas City that there will be a lot of upset people, because one thing I will say about Kansas City fans is they tie themselves to those star players. And I think it goes back to like that small town atmosphere, like how George Brett has got so much love in that city, and Alex Gordon and Hosmer and Moustakas and those guys, because they tie themselves, to their to that city. And Salvador is like kind of the leader of that bunch. He is the last peg of that World Series. So
that's right.
That'll be crazy.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens. I mean, there were rumors last year that Salvador Perez was going to get dealt to the White Sox at the deadline. But like, that's once again where GMs make and lose their money is at the deadline. Those moves that they make and when to trade guys. Like, there's some guys that are in the Royals farm system that, looking back now, you probably should have traded about 5 years ago, because they have zero trade value now. And so, like, Salvador Perez is in that group as well, to where it's like, what trade value are you able to get for a guy like Salvador Perez in comparison to if you would have just pulled the trigger and dealt him last year? And hindsight's always going to be 2020, and it's a risk reward type of organization. But it's just crazy to think about frankly the dire process and the feeling around the Royals right now, because it feels like they need to do something, and it cannot just be relied just on Jack's shoulders. Like, we're talking about him as the savior of the Kansas City Royals. Like, that's a lot of pressure for a 22-year-old dude.
Yeah, big time. I mean, I go back to Alex Gordon. I mean, when he first went to Kansas City, I mean, all the pressure in the world was on him. He was playing third base, the heir apparent to George Brett, and things crashed, and they crashed. And then he went back to the minor leagues, made himself a left fielder. So I hope that's not the avenue that Jack goes. I'm hoping that, he finds that home run swing, and tonight's the night. He's going yard. He's hitting a home run tonight.
All right. Well, we'll see. Hopefully you're right when we join you on the show tomorrow morning. So, all right, Raffy, we got one final segment left, and I want to dive in, just get your brief thoughts on the New York Knicks coaching situation, because they have been denied by multiple teams when they've requested permission to interview some guys. So I want to get your thoughts on that when we come back.
Sounds good. We'll go to break. It's The Drive, 93.7 The Ticket.
Constructors is now hiring for all positions, with pay starting at $23 and up based on experience. Constructors has immediate job openings for mechanics, bridge builders, operators, and drivers. Start your new career today. Constructors offers great pay, health, dental, and vision insurance, paid time off, paid holidays, and so much more. Join the crew today and be a part of Nebraska's oldest paving company dating back to 1908. For a complete list of openings and to apply online, visit constructorslincoln.com.
Hey, baseball fans, join the Blur Tailgate at Hilton Omaha this June for our 12th annual hospitality event during the College Baseball Championship Series. Book an experience for your clients or employees with an inclusive bar, buffet, TVs, music, and tailgate games. Secure your spot today and let Blur Events take care of all the work so you can enjoy the day. Plus, we're just steps away from Charles Schwab Field. Visit blurevents.com to book your group, buy tickets, or learn about sponsorships. That's blurevents.com, your college baseball and football tailgate destination.
Father's Day is coming soon, and you know what that means. Backyard parties and lots of grilling. You know what's more embarrassing than an overcooked piece of meat? A dirty, disgusting, and grimy grill. Let the pros at Husker Grill Cleaning keep you ready all grilling season. They'll take your grill apart piece by piece, scrub every inch, and reassemble it so your grill can look and perform its best. Visit their website, huskergrillcleaning.com today to schedule your appointment. Husker Grill Cleaning, serving Lincoln, Omaha, Malcolm, and more. Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in temperature-controlled high-end wine room. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for spirits and cigars. That's Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln. Take control of your health with the DASH scan at Advanced Medical Imaging. The DASH scan is a full-body MRI designed for advanced health screening. This dynamic approach provides exceptionally sharp images across multiple organ systems, helping to detect potential concerns early. With minimal radiation and no invasive procedures, the DASH scan offers a safe, comprehensive look at your health. Plus, results are delivered faster than ever, giving both patients and physicians confidence in screening and diagnosis. Your health is too important to wait. Schedule your DASH scan today at Advanced Medical Imaging. Visit amimaging.com or call 402-484-6677 to learn more.
Have you been injured in an accident and don't know where to turn? Do you need a lawyer you can trust to handle your case with professionalism and compassion? The attorneys at Liberty Law understand that a call to an attorney is a call for help. If you've been injured, we want to help you. Liberty Law's experienced attorneys are committed to the pursuit of justice for those injured. Contact us for a free consultation by calling 877-42-LIBERTY. Call Liberty Law and find out how we can help get you the compensation you deserve. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. Liberty Law Group. Trial attorneys you can trust.
Rick Heyman here from Sauter Heyman Jewelers. I want to personally thank our great customers for voting us once again the best of Lincoln. At the same time, we're celebrating our 120th year in business in the great state of Nebraska. You can count on Sauter Heyman for the very best quality, value, and customer service. When it comes to your jewelry needs, visit us at South Point, Grand Island, and the Outlet in downtown Lincoln. Visit us today at sauterheyman.com, and thank you for your continued trust after all these years.
Hey, it's Adam Carricker. Join me this Wednesday, June 11th from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. for the Adam Carricker Show live at Suizo Construction to celebrate their ribbon cutting and open house and celebrating 40 years of excellence with a remodeled facility. That's Wednesday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. at Squeezo Construction, 3700 South 6th Street.
Rain, snow, or shine, John Henry's is here to keep your home's plumbing systems working properly no matter what kind of weather Nebraska throws at us. From unclogging toilets and drains to installing new water heaters and water treatment systems, John Henry's is your plumbing expert in the Lincoln and Omaha communities. Visit us at calljh.com or call John Henry's.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air,
and Electrical.
Play ball!
Ready for summer fun and ballpark vibes? Bring your pack to Haymarket Park for a thrilling season of Lincoln Salt Dogs baseball and unleash the fun. From May through August, the Lincoln Salt Dogs will be playing and the park will be popping with all the food, drinks, and fun you need for the perfect night out. Grab your friends, family, and coworkers and make plans now. Visit saltdogs.com to secure your tickets. Come on out to the park and unleash the fun.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals just like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
Now back to The Drive with AD, Raff, and Ahman Green on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, everybody, we're back again. This is The Drive, 93.7 The Ticket. We're proudly sponsored by Doors Plus. If your garage door needs maintenance or need an entirely new garage door, give Cameron Hall and his team a call today at 402-590-5800. Doors Plus is locally owned and handles everything from residential or commercial garage doors, garage door openers, safety tune-ups, or custom design. Visit DoorsPlusLLC.com to learn more. Doors Plus, garage doors, and more.
All right, so Raff, before we get to a little RGT action here in the next 3 minutes or so, I wanted to mention this. I came across this tweet by this tweet by Shams of ESPN, Shams Charina of ESPN, who tweeted out that the Knicks officially requested to speak to Dallas Mavericks head coach Jason Kidd regarding their head coach vacancy, and that the Mavs firmly rejected the Knicks' request to speak with Jason Kidd. So how about this, though? The Knicks have now requested permission from multiple teams to speak to their sitting head coaches. Obviously, Jason Kidd with the Dallas Mavericks, Chris Finch of the Minnesota Timberwolves, and Ime Udoka of the Houston Rockets. All of the organizations have denied the request to speak to the head coaches. Raff, I mean, you think back to this last week or so, ever since they fired Tom Thibodeau, here they are, right? They come off of a pretty successful year and a pretty successful stretch of playoff appearances under Coach Tibbs. They fire him, and now, like, it's not that they're going to be set with stuck with their fourth choice, but it's firmly out there that they've tried to interview guys who are probably at the top of their list, haven't been able to. And it just doesn't make you feel good, I'm sure, if you're a New York Knicks fan.
Yeah, it makes me wonder, does anybody know where Steve Peterson is at these days? By chance, is he running the New York Knicks? Because it feels like this has turned into after he let Frank Solich go, turning into the Nebraska football head coaching search, where you're down to your fourth choice. And, I thought, this is what I thought, being the reasonable guy that I am, I thought when they let Thibodeau go, I thought the Knicks had a plan in place.
Sure.
And it surprises me that now that they're at the spot that they're in right now. And it's just, if you're a Knicks fan, being as close as you were, and now it looks like you're not sure what you're going to get next year.
Right.
And you probably won't have the coach that you originally wanted, because it sounds like, they really wanted Jason Kidd. I think that was probably their 1A choice. And now that it doesn't look like, unless, the Knicks offer some crazy, insane trade for him, it doesn't look like he'll be in New York.
Well, you remember, Ime Udoka had the stuff happen off the floor in the Boston Celtics organization that obviously Joe Mazzulla took over. But so you have that part, but he's done a good job with the Houston Rockets. The Houston Rockets aren't a dumpster fire like they were just a few short years ago. And so you sit around also, and like Chris Finch, obviously with the Timberwolves, that was a playoff team. So they're going out and they're trying to get some big fish. But of course, if you're the Houston Rockets or the Minnesota Timberwolves, you're looking at it saying, we were pretty close this year to competing for an NBA Finals or a conference championship. We want to keep this our core together, and that includes the head coach. Why restart? And it's just not, it's not a great time, it feels like, for the New York Knicks.
Yeah, and it's so weird too. It's like you usually, when the players want the head coach and you've had a successful season, you think you stay with that. I thought when they first let Thibodeau go that maybe the players were like, yeah, he's not the coach, but the players were, steadfast in wanting Thibodeau to be their coach. But nothing surprises me with the New York Knicks. I mean, they're in going on 40 years of mediocrity, so it'll probably continue on.
Well, Raff, before we send things out to Schwezo Construction with Adam Carricker and the Adam Carricker Show here in just a few minutes for Schwezo's grand opening, what's your Raff's good take today?
All right, everybody. Today's Raff's good take goes out to the man that came to visit this morning, head coach Matt Rule. He hosted his second annual She's Got Game flag football camp yesterday. They had 150 girls participating between 3rd and 12th grade. Just super cool that they're, showing the game to the young ladies, the youth of this community, spreading the game of football, spreading Nebraska football. And just wanted to congratulate Coach Rule. I'm sorry I wasn't there to say hi this morning. I'm sure he wanted to say hello. But Coach Rule, you are Raff's good take.
There you go. Hopefully all goes well with AD's doctor appointment, that he's getting his back figured out there so he can finally walk normal. So hopefully everything's good with AD. AG lost power. The storms got to him down in Houston. So, Raff, it was a pleasure as always, my friend. We got 15 seconds. Take it away.
All right, everyone. Have a great rest of your day. Remember, be nice to each other, and we will talk to you tomorrow.
Hey, it's Adam Carricker. Join me this Wednesday, June 11th from